Tullis, Louisiana, was born out of the oil boom that reached Louisiana in the 1920s. By the mid 1930s, the town stabilized into a village of two small grocery stores, a drugstore, a hardware store, two dry goods stores, a movie theater, doctor's office, and two filling stations. All these businesses, with the exception of one filling station, were mom and pop operations. In the 1950s, Tullis was still a thriving oil boom town with about 400 resident souls and an even larger transient population of drillers and roughnecks. Tullis still had 3 churches and 13 bars and pool halls. Aaron Ashley was the owner of the Western Auto Store in this rough and woolly oil field town. For Christmas in 1953, he bought for his son, Francis Ashley, an American Flyer train set and a Marx whistling station. Francis, or F.L. Ashley, as he prefers to be called, enjoyed his American Flyer train set very much. Like most of us, as he grew older, he put away his train set in a box and went on with the rest of his life. He married his childhood sweetheart, Diane Ashley, and raised 2 children. He was first in the military at the base in San Antonio, Texas. Later, he attended and graduated from Texas Bible College. He then became pastor of the church in Mineral Wells, and later became the pastor and senior pastor of the Pentecostal Church in Cleburne, Texas. During this time, he continued to carry that box with his American Flyer train set everywhere he went. During the COVID quarantine of 2020, Bishop Ashley came to me and asked if I would restore his American Flyer train set for him. He was hoping that I could build him a layout that he could then raise up and down inside his workshop. The transformer that originally came with the set had a badly rotted power cord, and I did not trust the internals on it, so I bought a replacement one just like it. It was fairly easy getting the locomotive to run. It just needed some cleaning and a little oil. The plastic case for the Marx whistle is very fragile and slightly broken. The connectors on the station are also pretty rough, but I was able to make it work. With the train operational, it was time to set it up on my floor and test out the entire train. With the train running, it was time to build a layout for it. Designing the overall layout had two requirements. The first was that the layout had to be able to fit in the back of my SUV when it was finished. The second requirement was being able to raise and lower it from the roof of his workshop, as Bishop Ashley requested. I used a door cord as my base, the idea being I could screw eyelets into each corner of the door and use those to raise it up and down. I then took a sheet of plywood and cut it to length to fit the door. I then glued and screwed a sheet of foam on top of that and painted it to match the color of the clay that was found in Tullis. I then laid my track on top of it. My theme for this layout was going to be Tullis, Louisiana, the downtown portion in the 1950s. But here's where my difficulties began. You see, Tullis declined rapidly in the 1980s and 1990s with the slump in the oil industry and the local economy. Very little remains of downtown Tullis today. The First Baptist Church still stands, and they turned Huffman's Hardware into a youth center. A few foundations, a few no longer producing oil wells, and City Hall are all that remains. A search of the internet for pictures of downtown Tullis only revealed these two images, showing downtown already in a badly decrepit state. Google's Street View only goes back to 2008, and by then, most of the buildings were already gone or badly derelict. I also used Google Earth to measure the distances between the major landmarks, namely the roads and the telephone poles, to help me lay out where downtown would be. Finally, I took all the information that I could come up with, and I brought it into my old standby Gmax to try to model downtown in 3 dimensions. Still, I wasn't entirely happy with the way it was turning out. What's more, once this layout was finished, I wasn't even sure if it would be possible to suspend it from the ceiling of his workshop since I hadn't seen it. What's more, the hardware I would need to purchase to do so was pretty expensive. I was at a loss as to where to go from here. On National Train Day in March of 2024, Bishop F.L. Ashley was once again reunited with his American Flyer train set. It meant so much, not just to me, but to the staff of the Cleburne Railroad Museum, to watch him as he watched it run around in circles and gave it an affectionate pat at the end. He also told us that he thought that rather than bringing it home, it would be more appropriate to have it reside here at the museum. So, in addition to National Train Day, we have also incorporated his American Flyer layout into Wall's Winter Wonderland, a massive Christmas village that is set up by the museum every year. Having it as part of the Wall's exhibit will allow hundreds to enjoy it each year for years to come. We have a second American Flyer train set, or train that we can run, as well as his original train. That way we can spread out the wear and tear between the two of them. We can also run one while the other is under maintenance and repair. We invite you to come see Bishop Ashley's American Flyer train, as well as the rest of the Wall's Winter Wonderland when we set it up in a few months for the Christmas season. In closing, I would like to thank Bishop F.L. Ashley for allowing me to restore his 1953 American Flyer train set. It has been one of the most enjoyable projects I have ever undertaken. I would also like to thank the entire Ashley family for their help, both in putting this project together and for making it possible for Bishop to see his train set. And finally, I'd like to thank you all for watching.